music.
Right.
But, I was actually just singing. I was singing a lot, and then I was in school singing, and I used to sing to girls in the hallway and whatnot, and then sing on girls' voicemails.
How old were you at that time?
Yeah, I was in 9th grade. I forget what age I was. I was a mom, you know. So.
And speaking about the album, you had one feature on it, Drake. And there's an Instagram post, 2015, 40 invite you over to the house.
Right.
And you said the caption was, a life dreams and sneaker dreams fulfilled in one night. Talk about that night. Drake gifted you something. What were they?
Back on top in June.
He would expand, and he fell in love with making music. Now, Bryson also maintains that he was an absolutely terrible student. Not that he was some big brash bully with a huge personality, no, the guy's actually quite shy, but he would often cut class and he hated doing homework. Now his grandma, she was often strict and she would be like, get your work done. But yeah, he just wanted to play video games and would go home from school so he could get that done. Now Bryson began taking notice of other artists including R. Kelly, The Dream, Lil Wayne, and later Drake and Chris Brown. But above all, it was Omarion who had the biggest impact on his career, especially the album O. Now while in the 9th grade, Bryson was known for going around his high school hallways where he would serenade the women. There's one kid who had his own bedroom studio who liked what he heard. He invited Bryson to come on over where they recorded Bryson's first hook, and it was to the track of Usher's Lovers and Friends. By 17, Bryson had enough with school and wanted to give music a serious go. He dropped out and would spend all his time at a local studio. He was even signed to an independent label who gave him enough money to justify this life decision. But then his longtime girlfriend, she announced that she was in fact pregos. 9 months later, Bryson's daughter, Harley, she was introduced to the world, and that's when he decided that he needed to give music a break and get a real job. He started working for UPS. But he soon realized the money he was earning wasn't enough for his family to get ahead. So he picked up some night shifts working at Papa John's in their headquarters, and he would sleep in his car. You know, when you're working 2 jobs, it's kind of hard to find a place to sleep. And the money, it still wasn't enough, so he picked up some work on weekends for a moving company.
You work for 5 days straight, like a bunch of 12-hour shifts, and then you off for like 5 days. So, you know, every time I had those 5-day breaks, I used to, you know what I mean, go work at the moving company.
Now 2 years had passed and he hadn't made any music. During this time he would study his previous work, and every time he listened to it he concluded that he hated it. He now saw himself as older, more mature, and he came to the conclusion that if he was going to put out any other music, well, it was going to be of the utmost quality. That's when he realized, hey, if I'm going to make any money in this life, it's got to be doing what I love. And that's when he got back into the studio and he recorded his track Don't, which immediately, well, it put him on the map. The inspiration behind Don't was for Bryson wanting women to know out there that they're worth it and to never settle for less than what they feel they deserve. He showed his music to a close friend, Rich the Barber, who had to listen to it and then shared it with another one of his clients known as Timberland, who immediately got a hold of Bryson stating, we gotta work together.
I dropped some Don't on SoundCloud, and next thing you know, a week or 2 later, I'm getting a call from Rich. He's like, yo, Timberland on the phone, and
the rest has been history, man.
Bryson would continue to pump out track after track. There was Break Bread, there was Let 'Em Know, and Sorry Not Sorry. And word of his talent, well, it began to spread like wildfire. All of a sudden, he got hit up by Drake in a text message that read, yo, I love this song, followed by, I really want to sign you to OVO. Now Bryson, he was pretty anxious to jump on this deal, but knowing that he had already mismanaged his career back when he was 17, and now, well, he had a daughter to provide for, he decided he would run this decision past his manager Neil, who already had another deal cooking up with RCA.
I mean, I'm happy now. I'm very happy now.
But you were scared to death.
I was scared to death. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, dang, like,
they gonna fuck me
because
over.
it felt like fate. You know what I'm saying? That I was supposed to sign the OVO.
So Bryson, he had to reluctantly decline Drake's offer, and Drake took it in stride. He even said, whoa, that's a pretty good deal you got, and I'll be partying tonight at a club. Come by if you want. Now Bryson, not being a man for the spotlight, he declined, plus he also had work to do. He got working on his album Trapsoul, which climbed the charts to number 11 upon its release, followed by a nationwide and European tour. Bryson's daughter Harley must tour with him because the man
But you kind of gravitate towards, do you write first?
It just depends. You know, sometimes I'll write. Like this morning, I woke up about 5 a.m. just because I couldn't sleep because I felt like these lyrics were like haunting me in my sleep. So I was just like, I woke up and just started writing immediately, and then I just drove to the studio, started recording.
Already?
Yeah, and then I came here.
Hey man, do you physically write or do you type into a device? Like how do you create?
I haven't physically written a song in I don't know how long, probably since when I was singing to them girls in the hallway.
So what do you do?
On the phone.
Okay, so you just type it up.
And sometimes I don't write at all. I just go in there and it all just comes out easily. Like I just line for line, kind of like how Wayne and Jay-Z do it. I just don't write. I just go in there and just. Sometimes it's that easy when the song is it just comes to me. You know
what have you done that we know that was done that way? You like all of them?
Nothing.
Right, really?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a minute.
Hey man, growing up, I know that they say that there were times when you. Between, of course, before we know Bryson Tiller and before the accolades and the music and the money comes, that, people think like it's easy, but it's hard times. And it's a hell of a grind for you, man. And at one time, were you sleeping in your car? Were you considered homeless or you just kind of bouncing around?
I was sleeping in my car. I could never really consider myself homeless just because I always had a place to go.
Right.
I just had too much pride to go. You know what I mean? Like I ran away from home at 17 and I told myself I was never going back. And then whenever I was like in a position to where I was like, all right, I gotta hit my granny up. I was like, Mama, I was like 22, I think. I was like, Mama, I gotta, can I come back, to the house? I just need to stack my bread up a little bit. And she was like, oh, okay, but you're going to have to pay some rent, baby, for about, $500. And I don't know, for some reason I wasn't hearing that. I was just like, Mama, I'm trying to get up in life. And she was like, well, I'm sorry, you won't be on the, waking up. Never forget it. It's just the best feeling ever, especially when I know that I wrote those songs. Like, it's just the craziest feeling ever. I love it.
That's got to be crazy that you create something and it takes you all around the world. Yeah. And the people that come up to you. And I remember years ago, Bryson, when we had you in the neighborhood and we spoke on it, and it was even times, man, didn't you wear your hat a little lower too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was super low key.
And was that about not making eye contact or still finding yourself and finding this thing that you had that you were a part of now?
Yeah, I was just new to all of this. I was just like, man, I don't know what's gonna come of this. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to make the wrong face.
Did you seem like you were overthinking a lot? And you were in your own way.
I definitely was.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's crazy that you could see that right now. But you saw it when you was going through it, though, right? Did you ever try to pep talk yourself out of it? Like, man, just look him in the eye, man.
I would sometimes go in the mirror and just be like, all right, let me say it to myself, like, yo, I want to be a superstar, and I just didn't believe myself every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do this. I was made for this. And then when I say it, I'm just like, that's not believable.
Right? Hey, man, would you physically, vocally say that?
Yeah.
In the mirror, and you wouldn't believe it sometimes in the mirror?
It just didn't sound believable.
Yeah, man. I'm reading this book called, it's like give yourself a high five. And every morning you get up and you give yourself a high five. Because even when you see kids, anytime it's like a good
the stripes too.
As a reaction or reflection to not having moms around. Do you treat women different? Is it a different kind of respect? Are you nervous? You know what I'm saying? Like good things are always gonna go.
Well, my grandma, I really, the way my granny raised me, she's just like a real grandma. Like, you know what I mean? And the grandmother's love is like different from a mother's love.
Right.
I mean, I guess I can't really say it because I never really had a mother's love, so I don't really know what that's like. But I imagine it being similar in some ways. But yeah, my granny was just like, made me say yes, ma'am to everybody, yes, sir, stuff like that. And had us dress in a certain way. She had us live in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, I love my mom, God rest her soul, but like, sometimes I feel like if she was still here, I might be like a completely different dude. I might be super hood or super ghetto or whatever. You're not saying she was ghetto, but my auntie,
just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I just love who I am right now. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't change nothing.
Did your grandmother? She got a chance to see a lot of the success though.
Yeah, definitely. She was right there.
Yeah, and what kind of dad are you?
Me?
First, how old are the kids?
My oldest is 9, and then my youngest is about to be 3 and 1 month and 2 months.
Do your 9-year-old know who dad is? Like, and I don't mean dad, but like that part when you walking out and taking pictures.
Yeah, she know about all that.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very aware of stuff. She probably know. It's crazy. My youngest, obviously, she don't know anything at all.
Go ahead. What did you have?
Oh, I wanted to know, like, when you were talking about your grandma, like knowing your success, would she ever like sing your songs or have a favorite song of yours?
That's a good question. I never thought about that. I don't know. I don't remember. I just know that she was just so like blown away by like everything that was happening to me. Don't remember any favorite songs.
She never put you on the phone to talk to people? That's what my mom did. Yeah.
I was just like, bro, this song leaked 4 years ago. It was wild.
Wait, it was 4 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, in 2018.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But theirs leaked you stole it from them 3.5 years later.
Yeah, I guess
you
I stole it
restole
from
your
them.
song. All right, go ahead now.
No, I was my husband was singing along till we were in the car, and it like had just dropped the Diddy version, right? And I was like, I kind of turned to him and I was like, I know he loves R&B, but I was like, damn, you already know all the words. Like, wow. And he goes, what are you talking about? He's like, I've been hearing this song for years, and I was like, oh, and that's how I first realized I had been leaking.
He's probably one of them other ones that he probably told his brother leak it. Her husband Matt, he's in the business too, man. So he probably worked something out with your brother.
Hey,
keep your eye on your brother too, man. You know, don't send him nothing else.
Nah.
Yeah, you trust him.
I do trust
Okay,
him. I
cool.
love him.
Okay,
my
all
grandma was the one who she was like, I just wish I would, because I didn't talk to him for a long time after that, probably like 4 months. And my grandma
So you was
like,
real, you was mad,
I was mad, man. I was like, how could you do this to me? And at that time, I was still like not confident in my music. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then you don't want somebody to get that version. Like, man,
exactly.
that's a
I
work
was
in
drunk.
progress.
I needed to re-record the whole thing and like really sing it. You know what I'm saying? Like the vocals are really like raw and like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Hey man, so when you get, and you said that was like was that one of your first times being drunk?
That was, well, it was my second time being drunk.
Do you feel like now to make a hit record, you're like, damn, I gotta.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I don't need none of that. But
you
it
gotta
does help sometimes.
Then you gotta send it to your brother. He gotta leak it. What if that was the whole formula now? Like, all right, man, I'm in the studio. Leak this in about 4 months and let's go again. You know?
Man, if it's gonna give me a hit every time.
If that's the magic potion, man, outside. Perfect timing, because you know how everybody always say, man, we back outside. What is outside for you? As not just as a single and video, but why the title and why put it together?
Outside, man. I haven't been. I'm in the crib all the time. Like literally, I'm like Batman. You know what I mean? So it was perfect timing and time to get back to this album. You know?
Does it have a like not the double meaning, but when you say outside, is it physically like outside, or is it more to it than what that title is?
More to it. I'll say I'm outside the box with it. You know what I mean? People like I said, put me in a box, and I'm just gonna do what you don't expect for this album.
Really though, and I don't. You know what's crazy, man, is that I never, especially with your music and even collaborations, there is no box that I put Bryson Tiller in.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Did you ever rap?
Did I ever rap?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You could, yeah. Because you get, you know what I mean? But you wouldn't do like a whole.
I would. I didn't want to before, but I definitely would now.
Really
I
though?
gotta show some people what's up.
Really though?
People be sleep on my bars sometimes.
And plus you outside.
And there's a lot of rappers, I said, there's a lot of rappers that just can't rock with me on the
right.
They don't
And are you saying that for real?
I'm dead serious.
You saying that there's a lot of rappers that's just
a lot
trash?
of rappers that can't rap next to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Name 2 of them.
I ain't gonna.
Okay, I was just checking. Man.
But if they want to put me, if they want to put it to the test, you know what I mean? Just send a song through, and I'm gonna put my verse on it.
Really though?
Yeah, but they won't though, because I'm a singer. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to get watched by.
Hey man, it happens.
Singing, right?
Yeah. I was just about to quote Drake lyrics, but I love Meek, so I'm gonna do it. Believe that. Outside, let's go to get into it right here, man. Big Boy's Neighborhood.
Just let me go, so